You want me to go ahead with the questions, or you do now?
What did you say? I can hear you. Yeah. All right. First of all, you have to give the department, everyone in the department, you have to make them know how important they are, how their role. Okay. So first of all, you have to let all the soldiers know how important their role are in the department. So you have to let them know that, oh, this particular role you play in the department is gonna influence the department positively. So you have to tell them, because we have different roles in the department which we've been using for a long while. For the soldiers, we have the commander roles, we have the sniper roles, we have the drone operator roles. So basically, to keep their morale high, you have to let them know how each one of their roles help in the department and make them active. Also, you have to ensure there's good communication. As a leader, you have to um, walk up to soldiers or host, but it's better to just host meetings so soldiers and generals in the department can air out their mind or concerns, or either share ideas of what they, if they have ideas, they can bring it to the table, or if they have concerns about maybe, some people, their morale can cut because they have IRL stuffs, which some most people don't know about. So if you create a good communication between yourselves and soldiers or generals, they'll be able to tell you what's going on with them, and in a way, if you can be able to help or give them, like, advices that are gonna help them, then that's gonna be a good one. So you have to create a good communication. So if anyone have anything, they can walk up to you and talk to you about it. Yeah.
You logged out and logged back in and still die. You poor thing.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Wait. Do you want to wait until she's gone? Do you want to wait until she's gone? All right, Glamour. I got my body cam on. If you come back here within 15 minutes, I'm opening a green ticket and getting you jailed.
First of all, to be able to First of all, to be able to join the department, you're being asked, you have to go through an interview process. And in the criteria, you have to be able to respect your fellow soldiers, respect higher ups, and respect other faction members. So if you disrespect PD chief, you're actually breaking army rule. You're actually breaking army rule one for disrespecting a civilian or someone that is not a soldier. You're breaking army rule one. So basically, you'll be sanctioned because in our agreement to join the GTF department, you have to you have to state that you'll be able to respect your fellow soldiers, other faction members, and state assistants. So it's going to be sanctioned appropriately. So um first of all is the structure to ensure that the department is of a high standard. You have to build the structure of the department. When I mean the structure of the department, you have to bring about a rigid training plan. That's one. You have to ensure that you have to keep soldiers active. Like you have to, when you have a rigid training plans, soldiers know that, oh, by this time of the day we have a GTF activity. But if there's no training plan drafted out, then things are just gonna run the way they are. So first of all, you have to bring about a training plan, a training schedule stating your trainings and deployment. Because yeah, you need trainings. You actually need trainings before any deployment. Because you cannot even, if you don't do trainings by yourself or with PD or AMS, if you pull up to the deployment area, everyone will be lost. They don't know what to do. So first of all, you have to build the structure. Then you have to ensure professionalism. That's one of that's one of the aims of the department. Professionalism. You have to lead by example. You have to be able to communicate with. I mentioned earlier. You have to be able to communicate with soldiers also, because if you build a good communication with soldiers, then that also involves in building a structure. So yeah, there was I think there was not really a good communication like with soldiers too. So yeah, I think we need to me myself I'm gonna improve the communication between soldiers and generals or deputies, like a good communication within the department as a whole. So also yeah, in situations when problems or crises, we have to be able to handle it privately and in a professional manner, not letting it um escalate and stuff like that. The time During the time I've made and how it benefited everyone. Okay, I've drafted a training plan, a training schedule But before the training schedule is being drafted, there have to be a meeting with PD in particular. So all time zone, like all time being stated there, actually favors everyone. So after that, then the training schedule or deployment schedule is being drafted. Can you repeat that question again? All right. Yes. Same to the training plan too. When it was brought up, like the time, it was some people didn't agree with it, but at the end of the day, it actually got fit to, like, everybody was able to adapt to it. Secondly was the base patrol. But for that one, I don't. Some people have not been able to like adapt to it because it's just new, or it's something that before Rock left, it's something that I brought up and I brought to the table, and it was something that was implemented. But I think people are not like used to it. We give them time to like get things, get used to everything before it's operational. But yeah, once there's a new leadership, if I'm the one, then I'm gonna ensure that everyone follows. I'm still gonna bring it up to them and see their take on it. And obviously, everyone will have to follow it too, cause But if anyone disagree, they have to bring their own ideas and I match it with mine and finalize on it. Cause you cannot force people to do things. You cannot bring up things that people are not gonna like. So if you have something that you want to bring up, you have to tell everyone about it and know their ideas of it and know how to perfect it so it can be conducive for everyone. Can I what? Can I work and improve the changes? Is that what you said? All right. In the first 30 days, first of all, I'm gonna bring up a new um, training plan. I'm gonna bring up a new training plan because the previous ones that been there it was not properly followed. So first things first, I'm gonna bring up a new training plan, training schedule, whereas our trainings will be done in.
Come on, you ain't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Shush. Oh, move. I'm stuck. Watch out. All right, you guys are good. I'll see y'all later.
Sushi, respawn. Alright, go ahead.
All right. First of all, I'm gonna bring up a new training plan, which is gonna be rigid and which is gonna be followed. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. Secondly, I'm gonna host a meeting of all GTF members for them to air their opinions concerning the department, like the future of the department. Then me personally, things I'm gonna do within the department are gonna be I'm gonna do I talked about training plan schedule. So in the training schedules, GTF soldiers actually have to be elite soldiers. So the training plans are gonna consist of um aim precise trainings. Like there's one training plan I have in mind whereby to get their aims right. So you know there's one aim precise training that I have in mind for the soldiers. Then we go ahead and get our snipers eh, training for sniper roles because even aside the GTF department, even if we deploy outside the city, we also so obviously our sniper people that are going to hold the sniper roles are going to also do their duties on the base. They're gonna know how to perform their roles properly. So we are gonna do trainings because you cannot just hand out that role to anyone. They have to know how to um perform their roles. So yeah, we're gonna do that too. Then there's something that the department has been lacking for a while. Um, Drone operators. So that too, we're gonna do trainings on that because that's actually necessary. Even aside the GTF training, we have drone operators on the base. So obviously we have to have NGTF. So we need urgent call outs in city deployment. So we have to actually see the, the targets before the target sees us. Also, we're gonna do proper radio communication. All right. So also we're gonna do proper radio communication, whereas the snipers are gonna be able to communicate with us, and the drone operators are gonna be able to communicate with both the snipers and the ground soldiers when it comes to deployment area. We're gonna do training on all that. So then moving on, when we are done having our own personal training. We're also gonna do RP scenario training too, because sometimes we do have new soldiers coming into the department and they are lost. They just they just become a rank six and they want to come to the department. So we have to do our own personal RP scenario trainings. So anytime we we are out in the city, they actually know what to do. We have proper use of the city macros because those city macros are not there for fancy, they're there for us to use. So those RP scenario trainings, which we are going to be hosting by ourselves, is going to make them able to, like, anytime we pull up in the city, they'll actually know what to do. Aside that, then once we're done with our training, then we have to fix a training with PD too, because PD has been slacking a bit, because sometimes PD have to know PD have to know when to arrest when we are out in the city, because most times when I've been most times when I've been deploying in the past, uh, PD don't actually know. Sometimes they don't know their role. So me as a leader, during those trainings, I have to tell them, or rather, we're going to train on their role and on our role, so we can be able to communicate and let them know their role too when it comes to different RP scenarios. When we pull up to the city, they'll know when to arrest and when to shoot. So do not be trigger happy and to avoid RP 13. Also, sometimes the city deployment can be boring, and we can move on to different things like um actual. No, we are still gonna keep up with the gang raid because that one is fun. Infiltrate a gang house, and raid them, arrest people that have violations and take them into custody. Let people PD arrest them because it's a green zone. It's a green zone, and army have to follow the green zone rules because if we break it, our trainings we are all in vain. So we have to train towards that, and when we pull up to the ground guards, obviously it's a green zone. So what we have to do is drop our macros, let PD arrest offenders, people that have violations, following the green zone rules too. So moving on, after that we can do actual app. We can do hostage scenarios, but this time we can actually do between both factions when maybe PD will capture either FG or yeah, go on.
So you were saying something about trying to make the units more organized, and so like, could you reiterate that part? Like, I didn't really get what you were saying. So yeah, I got the part where you're talking about like drone operators being important, and then could you elaborate on that a little bit more? Like, so you were the leader in the past. What else can you do differently so that communications could be more clear?
So is it between all the rules, like all the rules, maybe
Yeah,
sniper
yeah,
role and
yeah, yeah.
all right, that's why we have trainings, and now we have war keys. We have war keys too. So obviously the drone operators can use war keys while they're in their drone. So in the trainings, there are some people that are gonna, like, if we do either we do with ourselves. Anytime we're doing it ourselves, we have to have drone operators in each side. So we are gonna have people that are gonna act like gang members trying to infiltrate our checkpoint. So we're gonna have drone operators because they can use their walkies while on the drone. So we're gonna have drone operators communicate to the snipers because the drone operators have to communicate to the snipers, and the snipers have to see. The snipers are gonna see the target before us on the ground because the snipers are gonna be positioned up. So they communicate to the snipers. Then the snipers try to take out the threat. If any threat that the sniper can take out, they're going to communicate to us below on the ground, telling us how many people they took out, or if they've been before they are being killed. They're going to tell us if they are being pushed so hard. So us on the ground are going to be prepared for what's hitting our checkpoint. So with the walkies communication, then we're going to prevent our checkpoint being taken over. All right. After that one, we're gonna have actual. After the ground archery, they're actually gonna have actual. After we're done with the. After we're done with the hostage scenarios where we can just do it within the faction. We can do within the faction where PD will get to kidnap maybe a FG or TFG, then um call us for backup and stuff like that. Then after that, we're gonna do it with actual gang members in the city. We've done that like the last time we did that was like last year thereabout. So here is the plan. So basically, we are gonna be making use of, with the permission of the higher ups, we're gonna be making use of actual gang members, whereby um maybe the FG is gonna be driving to hands and gonna be abducted and taken to maybe airport, for example. Then now the GTF are gonna pull up to negotiate. We're gonna pull up to negotiate. So the FG is gonna be like a crime boss. You get, so we are gonna pull up as the members to negotiate to. We are gonna do everything possible not to allow our crime boss die. So we are gonna pull up to negotiate with them. And after negotiation, there's actually gonna be like a real shoot. It's actually different. There's actually a morale when it's shooting against your faction member and shooting against gang member. It's actually kind of a different morale. So it's actually gonna be with actual gang members. So there's gonna be a shootout, and we're gonna see if we are able to rescue our crime boss from the hands of the gang members back to the base. So that's actually gonna be a good one. So after that, I'm gonna create a special team. Even inside, in every circle, you have to have trusted members too. So I'm gonna create a circle whereby we're gonna have deployments actually in high risk areas and low risk areas. When I mean high risk areas, we have HP, HP areas, arresting offenders, and hands. Those are like high risk areas to make deployment. Other than the regular, because normally, like in the past, we just do regular, places, but we're going to focus on high risk areas, whereby we're not just doing it for the fun of the faction. We're also trying to help um, civilians or gang members that actually want to RP. Some people want to RP. We're actually going to deploy in high risk areas like hands. For people that actually want to RP, gonna make it fun. If it's a shootout, there's gonna be a shootout. We're gonna deploy in low risk areas like the bar, the theater. So yeah, for people also that want to RP, because some people actually want to. Because sometimes when we deploy in the city, some people actually stop to like RP with us, but we just do it for the fun of the faction. But this time we're gonna involve everyone in the RP scenarios. So moving on to the teams I talk about, we're gonna create a special team. So what is that special team for? So basically, we already have a schedule. We're gonna have a drill schedule whereby we're gonna have trainings and deployments. So what that special team is for is anytime we have a deployment, that special team, if we choose to deploy in this particular area, that special team that we have is gonna go to that area and scout the area, get plans, like know how our setup is gonna be once we pull up to that area. So anytime we want to anytime we want to deploy in those areas, we don't just pull up and be looking for how we are gonna set up and stuff like that. Beforehand, this special team that is gonna be created are gonna be able to go to those areas, get maps of how the snipers are going to be positioned, how the drone operators are going to be positioned, and how our BC setups are going to be. So during the trainings, we're going to have different BC setups depending on how the fire is coming from. So yeah, this special team, that's just going to be their job to scout the locations days before the deployment. So yeah, that's what the team is going to be for. And also, this team is gonna be able to Anytime we have meetings with, sometimes PD want us come to the station and hold meetings. It's only that team that's gonna be able to go for those meetings to have only that team is gonna be able to go for those meetings because that's like gonna be confidential, so it doesn't get leaked. Because we have soldiers that have gang accounts, so to avoid metagaming, that special team is only gonna know what's happening, both the setup before the deployment and the meetings with PD. It's just gonna be them. So anytime everyone is gonna be lost, only them are gonna know. But to avoid everyone being like lost, even if those team of people know where we're gonna do everything, we're gonna do um we're gonna involve it in the training. So once we pull up to the location, even the people that are not like aware of the location are just gonna have this code. Like, let's say we have BC setup one. Everyone is gonna know that if you put BC setup one in the Frec chat, everyone is gonna know that, oh, this is BC setup one that we did in our training. So they'll know how to set up. Snipers will have their code, so they'll know how to communicate, and drone operators too. So yeah, it's just gonna be like that. So also we're gonna do martial law or lockdown, like road lockdown. We can P actually have the power to like lock down a particular road with the help of army. That's actually gonna be fun. When we have when we have the entrance of theater the entrance of theater being locked down without anyone passing, they have to go and turn around. It's actually gonna be fun. You're gonna see a lot of gang members trying to break through barrier setup. So we're gonna lock down that area. We're gonna see gang members trying to break through, and actually improves it's actually gonna improve the morale of the soldiers in GTA, because they like to shoot. Aside standing around in the raid, you see people trying to join the department. And also we're still gonna keep the initial agreement to join the department, which is no pending reps, the AK level. So the AK level, I know people are complaining. I know some people say it's like, they have to waste their money. They're gonna walk up to me and ask me about it. But at the end of the day, that's why it's an elite team. Everyone cannot in this level, everyone cannot get what they want. So if you want something, you have to do what it takes to get it. So if you want to join, you have to be able to meet the criteria so you can stand out when we pull up to the city. So all those agreements are gonna still be there because it's kind of like a good one. So also, yeah, it's actually cool, and it's gonna involve actual gang members, not because the morale is there. Soldiers wanna kill gang members. They like shooting at gang members, but at the end of the day, they don't like still people with the trainings we are going to be having in GTF. We are going to kind of reduce we're going to kind of reduce the RP 13 at gates, because GTF soldiers know GTF soldiers know you cannot shoot at someone that is not shooting at you. It's always been rank in the training. So we're gonna make a rigid training that is gonna sink in their head. So it's actually gonna reduce the RP 13 being done in at the gate. So because they are gonna know that you cannot shoot at anyone that is not shooting at you. And they are also gonna know the proper macros to use too. So another thing I'm gonna do is to keep people active in the department, I'm still gonna use this idea of you know soldier of the week. I think we've not really like done it in the department, so I think I'm gonna be rewarding soldiers of the week, people that are putting their work in the department. So everyone is gonna be eager to get you know the soldier of the week every weekly report being submitted. So we're also gonna do we're also gonna do um how will I put it, intercession RP events to aside the kidnapping scenarios. They're gonna do interception RP event whereby we have maybe it's gonna be like an escort interception event or deployment, anyone you wanna call it, where we have soldiers escort. Wait, hold on. Okay, I'm back. So we're gonna have interception RP events where we have GTF soldiers escort a high value boss to a specific location whereby they are gonna be intercepted. That's actually gonna be fun too. Where they are gonna be intercepted and um they're gonna try to like this kind of they're gonna try to like kill the FG or something. Then it's left for the GTF soldiers to protect the FG while they try to kill. So they're gonna have their own check their roadblock set up there while we try to when we are trying to drive along, they have their roadblock set up trying to block us and stuff like that. That's actually gonna be like a fun RP event too. It's just gonna be like a convoy protection mission. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, that's all. See, volunteer. So for the deputies, well, if I enter the leadership, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to scout and see who is fit, who is hardworking to be able to take up that position. Before you pick your deputies, it has to be someone that can actually make a good decision when you are offline. Someone that is experienced that can be able to lead the soldiers and ensure that our soldiers don't actually feel RP in the city. So I'm gonna scout I'm gonna scout and see who is fit for that because I cannot appoint someone that is not fit, or I cannot assume that this person is fit to do the job. I have to see that the person is fit to do the job. Yeah. Oh, is that all? All right.
Alright, I just turned the body cam off for this. I'm not gonna go run one whole long body cam for all this. That was long as hell, bro. So, I think he did pretty good, but definitely. Oh wait, Nikki, were you body camming as well?
Nah.
We gotta go back and like listen to what he said because, yeah, my ADHD started acting up. Oh my god. How about you, Benji? Did you